Okay, g'day guys, Harvey back from jumpstronger.com, and today I am going to be reviewing the top 7 jump programs for 2023 and beyond. I've recently, over the past few months, purchased every single vertical jump program on the market, and I have gone through each of them with a fine-tooth comb to figure out which ones are actually good value and you should consider doing, to figure out which programs are best suited for what different types of athletes. And I've basically just wanted to ascertain which jump programs are, because there's so many on the market, which ones are the ones you should actually consider doing. So I'm going to run through this list as quickly as possible. I have full reviews of every vertical jump program in existence, as well as these top 7 on my blog at jumpstronger.com/best vertical jump programs. There's a link to that article in the description. But yeah, let's dive straight in with my top recommendation. This is what I believe is the best overall vertical jump program, the best value vertical jump program. In terms of what you get for the price you pay, this one is just head and shoulders above anything else. It's actually a very new program. Most people would not have heard of this one before. And I'm actually talking about the Elite Vertical Academy from A1Athletes. The EVA is a 12-week program, which is a comprehensive weight training program. They also do have a bodyweight version that's included if you don't have access to a gym or don't want to do weight stuff. The head coach for the program is Chris Barnard. Okay, this guy is an absolute legendary figure in the vertical jump training arena. He's coached hundreds, if not thousands, of elite level college and professional athletes. This guy really knows his stuff, and he's increased his own vertical jump to ridiculous numbers. I think he has a video of him doing a 44-inch standing vertical jump, which is absolutely absurd. So the thing I really love about this program is the weekly workout walkthrough videos that Chris does, where he basically, you get the program and then he does a 5 to 10 minute video for each week, explaining what the different workout days are going to look like, exactly sort of how you got to do each of the exercises, and sort of a high level overview of what you're doing for that specific week. And it really makes you feel as though you're being kind of personally coached by Chris himself, which is a really nice touch. I think Chris has done a fantastic job with programming this a program. It's got just in my opinion, the absolute perfect balance between sort of like lower body strength exercises as well as plyometrics, and actually a good amount of upper body work as well. The EVA manual, which comes with this thing, is absolutely awesome as well. This is a 50-page ebook that explains sort of the theory behind the programming used in this vertical jump program, and it really gives you sort of a more scientific understanding of the way things are being programmed throughout the program and why you're doing the things you're doing, which I really like. You get full access to the A1Athletes staff. If you have any questions or you want to submit your form videos or lifting form, if you want feedback on your technique on anything, which is a really good feature that not all jump programs offer. The best thing about this program is the price. This thing is ridiculously affordable. Right now you can get it for 50% off using my affiliate link in the description. It'll cost you just $67. This is, for the amount of information packed into this program, it's kind of an absurd price, honestly. The reason why you get so much in this program for the price is because it actually used to be a membership. So they were charging a monthly membership fee, but they've since converted it into just like a one-off program, and they've left all the perks and the extra content from the membership in there. So it has got everything you need. This is perfect for every sort of athlete who is interested in increasing their vertical jump and doesn't want to fork out hundreds of dollars for a jump training membership. So again, you can get this for half price using the link in the description. And yeah, this is this jump program is for everyone. Moving on now to the best vertical jump training membership. Now, a lot of people are going to expect me to say THP strength for this, but I actually do not believe that is the case. Again, there's another fairly new kid on the block in terms of vertical jump memberships, and I'm talking about the PPA Elite Remote Training Membership. Okay, so Project Pure Athlete, you've probably seen a bunch of their videos on YouTube. Okay, Coach Ty is an absolutely legendary figure in the vertical jump training space as well. And the program also is run in collaboration between both Coach Ty and Coach Chase Skinkiss, who is a professional dunker, has massively increased his vertical jump from the PPA training methodology over the years. So these are two elite level vertical jump coaches who, again, have worked with hundreds of athletes and helped them increase their vertical jumps massively. So I really like to look for people who have a proven track record of successfully training other people to increase their vertical jump, and the boys at PPA are some of the best, if not the best, in the world at this stuff. So the way this membership works is you get access to 5 different programs. Okay, so there's one program, the first one is like a body weight jump program if you don't have access to a gym, or you're aren't yet ready to start doing weight training, so you can either choose that one. There's an armor program, which is for anyone with dodgy knees or really poor mobility, so you're expecting to do a lot of sort of knees over toes type stuff in this one. Then you've got a base vertical jump program, which is like your sort of entry level. This is where most athletes will start, and it's sort of a good mix of strength and plyometric work. Then you've got an advanced vertical jump program, which is, as the title suggests, a more advanced version of the base one. And lastly, it's got an in-season training program, which is like a low volume program that you can do during your basketball or volleyball, football season. That's going to sort of maintain your gains without having too much volume in there that is going to affect your sports performance. So you can basically pick whichever program you want to do, whichever one is the best fit for you at the time. These programs are delivered via the Train Heroic app, which I really like. This is a great app for any sort of training program. Okay, you get really easy access to all the exercise demonstration videos. All the programming is there and laid out. You get a calendar. You get everything you need to keep track of your progress and to make sure you're getting through all the workouts that you need to do. The best part about this membership is the in-app coaching. You can message the jump guys, so Coach Ty and Coach Chase, pretty much at any time, asking any questions. You can submit your vertical jump form for feedback. You can submit your lifting form and get all the feedback you need to make all the various tweaks you need to your programming, to your technique, so that you're doing everything as optimally as possible. I actually had a question that I submitted to the coaches, and within a day I had a minute-long video response from Coach Chase himself. So super responsive and really in-depth replies here, which is something I really like. My favorite thing about this jump training membership is actually the fact that there's a huge focus on getting insanely strong here. The exercises are really quite challenging. In all of the programs, they're very sort of meaty, right? There's not much pissing around with sort of mobility type exercises. It's all like, these exercises are legit. It's all sort of meat and potatoes type of, squats, RDLs. Like, the plyometrics are quite intensive, and you really feel like each of these workouts are really moving the needle. Which, when you compare it to something like Vert Code or Vert Code Elite, I think that's kind of at the opposite end of the spectrum, right? The sort of Vert Code Elite exercises, some of them are a little bit, honestly, like wishy-washy. They're sort of more agility focused. They're agility and mobility focused, and there's not as much sort of like really tough lifting, really explosive, intensive stuff. Whereas the PPA, all of the PPA programs, these are really, really solid workouts. They're challenging, they're tough. So you're going to expect to work really hard in this program. So I'd say the PPA Elite Remote Training membership is great for any athlete who is really, really serious about taking their vertical jump to the next level. The other thing about this one as well is that it's significantly cheaper than THP Strength. Okay, this one's only $50 a month, and you can get 10% off using my discount code Jump Stronger. There's a link in the description for that. Compared to THP Strength, which is $130 a month, I think $50 or $45 a month is obviously way cheaper. And not only is it way cheaper, I think the value you get is actually at least as good as THP Strength, potentially even better. And we'll discuss why I wasn't a huge fan of THP Strength shortly. But yeah, so I've definitely got the PPA Elite Remote Training membership as my favorite vertical jump membership for 2023 and going forward. Next cab off the rank I want to mention is the Missing Link program from PPA. This is what I would title as the best jump technique program. So essentially what the Missing Link program is, it's a 12-week program that's designed to run alongside any other vertical jump program you have going at the same time. And what it is it's a technique program. It's a biomechanics program. It's designed to help you jump more efficiently. It's not designed as an actual strengthening or plyometrics program. It's purely focused around technique work. I believe this program is probably the best and fastest way to see sort of instant inches on your vertical jump. I always talk about optimizing your biomechanics as one of the quickest ways to increase your vertical jump. Literally, you can get inches in less than a week by fixing your technique, and the PPA Missing Link program is designed to do exactly that. Basically what it does is it breaks the vertical jump down into its constituent parts and then has you sort of training them individually to sort of beat out those bad habits that you've probably gained over the years. And I would imagine a good 80-90% of jumpers have something pretty bad about their technique that's causing them to leak energy transferal and is something that needs to be improved. So I'd say any athlete can definitely benefit from these exercises from this program. It's super affordable, and you can also get 10% off using my link in the description for that one. So highly recommended, especially for younger athletes who might need more help with their technique than more experienced athletes. Okay, the next program I want to talk about is the Jump Manual by Jacob Hiller. I believe this is probably one of the best programs for complete beginners for a couple of reasons. First, this is quite an old program, but I was actually very surprised about just how good and relevant the information still is today. Jacob Hiller really knows his stuff. I think he is an absolutely fantastic coach. He's a very sort of magnetic personality, does a really great job of explaining the principles behind everything. And I actually learned a ton about jump mechanics just from watching a couple of the videos in that section of this course. So this program also has the best possible theoretical introduction to the scientific principles involved in vertical jump training. So if you're sort of new to jump training or resistance training, plyometrics and stuff, and you don't really know how it all works, this program is fantastic. It'll explain everything you need to know about sort of the high level stuff about jump training, what we're actually trying to accomplish here. We're talking about stuff like power equals rate of force development versus strength. We're talking about explosive strength deficits. We're talking about different training zones and basically all the sort of principles you need to understand to really get the most out of your jump training. This program is also super simple. It follows a very simple structure, so it's great for complete beginners. None of it is confusing whatsoever. The exercises are easy to understand. The programming is easy to understand. Great overall program if you're interested in learning about the fundamentals. So one of the better options for younger athletes, 100%. Again, I've got an affiliate link for this one in the description if you're interested in checking out the Jump Manual by Jacob Hiller. Next, I want to talk about Vert Code Elite. How could we not mention Vert Code Elite? Okay, Paul Fabrice is one of the greatest vertical jump coaches in the world right now. He's an NBA performance coach, works with some of the top elite athletes in the world. This guy, having reviewed every single one of his programs, what he does differently is that the production value and all of the videos, the exercise videos, is absolutely incredible. He's also got a huge video library included in the Vert Code Elite program, which gives you access to all sorts of different videos that you can kind of just binge through that explain, everything you need to know about jump training. We're talking about an in-season training guide, which is just a 15-minute video of him explaining what sort of things you need to do differently to modify the program when you are in season. That one video alone is just worth its weight in gold. He's got pre-season conditioning guides, nutrition guides, mobility stuff. You name it, everything is in Vert Code Elite. The thing about Vert Code Elite is that it's a 12-month program, so it's a year-long program, and that's kind of like, that's great for people that aren't necessarily training for a particular event or aren't trying to peak their vertical jump for like a certain tournament or a certain point in the season. It's good for people that just want to improve gradually their jump over months, if not years. The other great thing about this one is the jump mechanics guide. That's the video tutorials about how to jump properly are incredible. He actually teaches you how to jump really well with a basketball as well, which is very, very valuable, and no other jump program really does that. A lot of the exercises in Vert Code Elite are sort of agility focused, change of direction focused, and very sort of speed focused. So there is obviously a lot of jump stuff in here, but a lot of the exercises aren't sort of traditional jump work. They're more sort of speed and general elasticity oriented. So that's one of the main differences between this program and something like the PPA programs, for instance. But yeah, an absolute wealth of knowledge for the Vert Code Elite. It's fairly cheap. It is the cheapest jump training membership in my list. $27 a month, and depending on how long you do it for, can be quite cheap. I think you pay $275 for lifetime access. So in one sense, it could be cheap. It could be more expensive than something like the PPA membership, depending on how long you are doing it for. One thing I didn't like about Vert Code Elite, pretty poor responsiveness to questions and training. If you've got questions about training, questions about form and technique, so there is a forum built into the course, but coaches I don't think you're getting any responses at all from Paul Fabrice. And when you do get a response to a question or a query, it can be 3-4 days sometimes. So responsiveness is quite low, and sort of the interactivity between the coaches is not so great. Still, I think just the amount of really good content you get from Vert Code Elite is makes this a really good option. Next, let's talk about THP Strength. Okay, so this is well regarded as one of the most popular jump training memberships currently. I kind of have a bit of a bone to pick about THP Strength. So it's run by Isaiah Rivera and John Evans. Isaiah Rivera, of course, one of the sickest dunkers in the world right now, probably the best dunker in the world right now, certainly one of the highest jumpers in the world. And John Evans pretty much taught him how to jump, so I guess he's his coach. The way this one works is you sign up and then you fill out a questionnaire. You provide them a bunch of information about where you're at, your training goals and stuff, and then 24 hours later they will send you a custom jump program. Now my issue here is that I don't really know how custom these programs are or what their process is from turning that questionnaire result into a customized program. Based on the amount of people in THP Strength, which is over like 400 active members at this point, I think it's quite difficult for them to make very, very custom programs. And so I think what they probably do is they start with sort of a base of maybe 5 or 10 sort of starting programs, and then based on your questionnaire, they just sort of prescribe you one of those programs, and then you can kind of adjust that as you go. Now, the best part about THP Strength was the Facebook group, which is the only active Facebook group on the internet right now that discusses vertical jump training. You can post all your wins, all your questions, any feedback you need on jump training, on your technique and on your form for your lifts and stuff. You can post in there and get feedback. The issue is this: when I signed up, this was standard as part of the $130 a month membership. Recently, there was an announcement saying that they are no longer giving access to people. So the base tier is now just it's just the custom jump program, which is not modifiable, and there's no access to the Facebook group. Now, they don't actually say what this price is because their website is constantly down, and it doesn't actually display any information about the pricing. It used to be $130 a month, and you get access to everything, to the Facebook group, and your program, they'll actually tweak it for you if you want something changed, or if if you're unavailable on a certain day to do a certain workout. You just message them, and John or Isaiah will change your program on the back end. I believe this is no longer happening, and so I'm wondering if they're still charging $130 a month for just essentially a canned, quote, custom program, but you can't modify it, and I really question how custom they are. My program that they gave me, one of my first workouts in my first week, I was prescribed 6 Nordic curls, 6 Nordic hamstring curls, like sets of 6. I can't even get close to one Nordic, like not even close to half of one eccentric Nordic, let alone 6 full reps. And I don't know how they prescribed me that in my first week of training based off my questionnaire. It kind of doesn't make sense. So yeah, I kind of question just how custom these programs are. And right now, if you go to their website, right now it's down. It's been down all morning, but they also just don't have information about what the service they're currently offering is. They didn't reply to my email when I asked them to clarify it. And now I think if you do want to sign up, you can you basically just have to book a call, and I guess they're going to try and sell you on sort of the full service package, which will include access to that Facebook group. Yeah, it's sort of kind of all over the place. THP Strength is pretty disorganized, I think. I think there's some good value there. The Facebook group is really, really good, and they do respond very quickly to questions and stuff. It's great way to get feedback on your lifting technique and ask any questions you have about training. But at $130 a month, that was kind of expensive for that full service. And now I don't even think you're getting access to that one thing, which is where all the value comes from, which is the Facebook group. So if you're still paying $130 for just the custom program, which you can no longer actually have modified by the coaches, I'm not sure THP Strength is a great option. Yeah, definitely look into it if you're interested. Maybe get in contact with them to figure out what's actually going on there. But yeah, I'm not completely sold on THP Strength, and personally I would rather go for the PPA Elite Training membership. It's less than half the price, and it has pretty much the same degree of service. The last program I want to talk about is the MacMcClung jump program from PJF Performance. So this is MacMcClung in collaboration with Paul Fabrice. They put together a jump program that is very sort of hyper-focused around basketballers. Okay, so this one is actually best for people who are already dunking or close to dunking. It has a lot of basketball-oriented exercises. So you're actually doing a lot of palming drills. Okay, you're working on palming, you're working on slashing, like any sort of off the dribble. It kind of requires a basketball hoop. So you're doing a lot of one bounce, one dribble type drop step. work around in the paint type layup almost movements in this program. Your upper body power movements involve a lot of medicine ball work, so you're working on improving your ability to pass the ball as well. So everything is kind of like you're developing overall strength and explosiveness, but it's everything you're doing in this program is designed to carry over to the basketball court. And so I actually think this is one of my absolute favorite programs on this list. I think it's really, really good for basketballers specifically, and it's really, really good value for money. I think it's a super comprehensive program with really, really great exercises, and it's really affordable. So big fan of Paul Fabrice. Obviously, I actually would recommend the MacMcClung junk program over Vert Code if you are planning on getting sort of one of the one-off jump programs. Obviously, it's a different structure to Vert Code Elite because that's a membership that goes for a year. The MacMcClung jump program is a 12-week sort of one-off program. So there you have it. Those are what I believe are the current 7 best vertical jump programs on the market. Again, my top recommendation, I cannot stress this one enough, is the Elite Vertical Academy by A1Athletes. Huge fan of the way they put this together. And my runner-up is going to be the PPA Elite Remote Training membership for more serious athletes who really want to get the most out of their vertical jump training this year. Again, if you want more information on any of these jump programs, I have links in the description to all of the full written reviews that I've done on each of them. They give you all the sort of breakdowns of the lengths, the structure, the pros and cons of each of them. So yeah, definitely check those out if you're interested. But yeah, that's all for now, guys. Thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next video.